Good morning, guys. It's myself, Dr. D. Devahema, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SRM Institute of Science and Technology. Now we are going to discuss about elements of programming language and Bohm-Jacobi theorem. So first, let's see what are the elements of programming language. So variables, data types, operators, control structures, function and procedure, expressions, statements, syntax, commands, library and modules. These all are the elements of the programming languages. Let's see one by one. What is variable? Variables are used to store and manipulate data during program execution. They have the name, type and value associated with them. Programming languages may have different rules for variable declaration, initialization and scoping. Second element is data types. Programming languages support various type of data like integers, floating point numbers, characters, strings, booleans, arrays and more. So data type actually define the kind of values that can be stored and manipulated in variables. Next, what is operator? Operators perform operations on data such as arithmetic operations, comparison operation, logical operation, assignment operation, etc. Next one is control structures. Control structures allow the programmers to control the flow of execution in a program. Common control structures include conditional statement like if-else statement, switch statements, looping statement, for loop, while loop, do while loop and branching statement like a go-to statement. So these all are the control structures. The next one is functions and procedures. Functions and procedures are reusable block of code that can perform a specific task. They take input parameters, perform computation and optionally return values. Functions and procedure facilitate modular and organized programming. The next one is expressions. Expressions are combinations of variable, constant and function calls that will evaluate to a value. They are used for calculations, making decisions and manipulating the data. Next one is statements. Statements are individual instructions or commands in a programming language. They perform specific actions or control the program's behavior. Examples include variable assignment, function calls and control flow statements. Next one is syntax. Syntax defines the rules and structures of the programming language. It specifies how program should be written using specific set of symbols, keywords and rules. Syntax also determines the correctness and readability of the code. The next element of the programming language is commands. Commands are used to add the explanatory or descriptive text within the code. They are ignored by the compiler or interpreter and serve as a documentation for programmers or readers of the code. The next one is libraries and modules. Libraries or modules are pre-written collection of code that provide additional functionality to the programming language. They contain reusable functions, classes or other components that can be imported into the programs to extend their capabilities. So these are some of the core elements of the programming language. So different programming languages may have additional features, syntax rules or concepts specific to their design and purpose. The next important theorem is Bohm-Jacobi theorem. So all the programming language will be based on the Bohm-Jacobi theorem. So it is developed or formulated by the Bohm-Jacobi. It's a fundamental result in programming language theory. It states that any computation can be performed using only three basic control structures, that is sequence, selection and iteration. First one is sequence. This control structures allows a series of statements to be executed in a specific order, one after another. For example, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, like that. Next one is selection. So this control structures enables a program to make decision based on certain condition. It executes one set of statements if a condition is true and another set of statements if condition is false. For example, if in bracket condition, so you need to provide the condition inside the bracket and then If that condition is satisfied, what has to be executed? That has to be provided in the statement section. Else, suppose if the condition is not satisfied, what is to be executed? That has to be given in the else part. The next part of the Bohm-Jacobian theorem is iteration. This control structure allows a set of statement to be repeated unless a certain condition is satisfied. It executes the statement repeatedly as long as the condition holds true. So like while condition, example while condition statement. This is about Bohm-Jacobian theorem. It states that any program can be structured using these three control structures alone. This means that complex programs with loops, conditionals, and multiple branches can be rewritten using only sequence, selection, and iteration constructs. The theorem assures that these basic structures are sufficient to express any algorithm or computation, promoting the clarity and simplicity in programming design. While the Bohm-Jacobian theorem advocates for the use of structured programming principles, it is important to note that modern programming languages often provide additional control structures and abstraction to enhance the code readability and maintainability. These higher level constructs build upon the foundation established by the theorem that allow for more expressive and efficient programming. The Bohm-Jacobian theorem, also called the structured programming theorem, stated that working out the function is possible by combining subprograms in only these three manners. Thank you guys.